Dışarıda bir şey yapalım, çağrı atalım, başlayalım. Friday is free day. Şaşırıyor. So now we are starting for the second part of the aquatic biotechnology section. Stage is yours, Haydar Hocam. Thank you for attending our congress.
Thank you much. At all, to begin with, I would like to express my gratitude for this kind invitation sent to my organization. In my talk, I will not be very technical, but mostly focusing on the issues on which my organization is working. And also, I will provide you with the current state of the fisheries and aquaculture, the sectoral performance, and the outline framework of EPA's study on innovation and science associated with its action plan. First, I would like to give some information about EPA, its mandates, and the goals. Food and Agriculture Organization is one of the UN agencies. It's a specialized organization mainly dealing with food security, fisheries, forest, land management, and livestock. It was established some 8 years ago, and the main mandate of this organization is food security. In one word, we try to end hunger in the world. What we do, we direct the work with the governments. Generally, within our mandate, we provide some policy guidelines, direction, and also we develop together with member states some code of conduct documents, international agreements, conventions, standards, and many technical guidelines. We do all this effort together with in close collaboration with members. We establish some expert groups, some stakeholder consultation events, then we submit such a statistical and basic political and statistical documents to the countries. EFO is not a decision-making organization. Decision in organization in UN is given by the states. We are just coordinating the direction and work program adopted by the member states. Here we have a photo from the EFO's Committee on the Fisheries. This is the main principle and the only international organization where the global key issues, challenges are addressed for joint action and measures. I would like to say that the mandate of current mandate of normative programs, the EFO is directly related to sustainable development goals. I believe that we are all aware of this overarching objective and global objectives. So as one of the UN agency, we would like to contribute to the success of these goals. EFO is a custodian agency for 21 indicators, and the main statement goals which are under the responsibility of the FO includes ST2, ST4, 5, 6, 12, 14, and 15. SDG14, life underwater, is directly related to fisheries and aquaculture. In terms of the SDG goals, therefore, it calls the progress with the indicators, provide technical assistance to the countries in terms of the data collection and reporting of the progress. And also we try to build a capacity among the key stakeholders in support of the objective of these goals. Yeah, beside the global structuring, we are also based in regional levels. For example, we have some regional structurings like regional fisheries bodies. Generally, these are in the form of the Fisheries Commission. I'm secretary of one of such commissions. Here we discuss regional issues, and the key aim to develop some joint activities and management and conservation measures against the challenges we are facing. You know that we are now facing many key problems and fisheries and aquaculture. Climate change being, I believe, is the primary one, and this morning we heard about the water stress, which has become a common issue in fisheries and aquaculture, and also if they are in the other sectors. So, our aim as a whole, an organization which is also very active at the field level, at ground level, we would like to promote the application of the climate smart and water smart application, which I believe to some extent are associated with the biotechnology. Sustainability is a key issue at global level. Also, it is highlighted on the Congress. When we refer to sustainability in fishery generally would mean achieving this items which are here listed. For sustainable fisheries and aquaculture is expected to deliver nutritious and reliable aquatic foods to enhance global food security. Global food security is the main mandate of my organization. So all work program, all activities we are delivered directly linked with this main hierarchical objective. And ensuring a fair and inclusive livelihoods is really an area we give special attention. This means in all activities and all the knowledge we distribute, we should consider some key stakeholders, which may include women, youth, and vulnerable communities. These are, I will explain later, these are all cross-cutting priorities. If we not only work on food safety and at the same time is dealing with the natural resource management, which also include fisheries and aquaculture resources. So one of the pre-requirements of the sustainable fisheries and aquaculture should be given a safeguard aquatic ecosystem and biodiversity. So there are many works which has been directed in this objective under our work program. Sure, we address environmental challenges. This is a key issue. There is no escape from it. I believe that in the coming years, we will speak more about the challenges and climate change. Climate change is really affecting fisheries and aquaculture in a very negative way. So this means that we will not have the abundant level of the fisheries water in our production systems. In the presentation, there was a addressing to the recirculated aquaculture systems, and this is our future. This is a water smart techniques which save about 90% of the water used in a production system. And of course, a good management, either global, regional, or national level, should consider socioeconomic condition of the communities and fisheries groups. This is a key subcomponent of sustainable fisheries and aquaculture. Some carbon footprint information fact sheets on fisheries and aquaculture. The share of the fisheries and aquaculture footprint in total food ones is very inaugural. We will say that the contribution is around 4%. This mainly comes from fisheries where we use too much fuel, and this is the main reason. Comparatively, aquaculture is negligible, and with the new technology, it's called of the biotechnology. I believe that with time there are some possibilities to mitigate the carbon emission related impacts from aquaculture. Yeah, mitigation measures include cleaner fuels, energy efficient systems, and improved feed and farm practices. Yeah. Interestingly, both fisheries and aquaculture performing very well, and each FO is the main UN body who reports the production figures from fisheries and aquaculture. These are based on the information and data we get from the countries. And over the last decades, every reporting year, we are seeing a record high production from fisheries and aquaculture. Here on the photo, you can see this increasing trend in fisheries and aquaculture, and about 9% of the production is accounted for the human consumption, and the value from fisheries is quite high, particularly the products from the aquaculture. And the most importantly, fish and fish products companies to the most traded items at global levels, and the transfers as company over the last 3 decades. And to the point, the global fish consumption, annual fish consumption is also increasing, and now we reached around that level of the 20 kilogram, 21 kilogram. And in some continents, for example, in Asia, this is more double. In Europe, Europe is around 24 kg. In Turkey, unfortunately, a less level, something around 15 kg. And aquatic foods provide about 50% of the animal proteins consumed. Frankly speaking, biotechnology has not been an area for has been very active, and we recognize the importance of the possible contribution of this technical area and the work of FO. Biotechnology generally seen as a high-tech application, but when we work on the countries, generally we focus on the practical issues, and most likely a small fish farmer is not aware of the developments, advancements in the technology and the biotechnology in relation to aquaculture. But for this person, the main important consideration is the exchange of knowledge, best management practices at farm levels, and also technological exchange. These are the main areas for which we are receiving technical assistance and requests from the countries. In fact, through its technical cooperation programs, it was supporting many biotechnology related projects. For example, focusing on the genetic improvement of species, breeding programs, and the cryopreservations. We are inside this war, but our aim to focus more on this issue in the future. Currently, we don't have a active framework targeting biotechnology in our work. But biotechnology and FO content is embedded in its strategy on innovation and science. This is the first our FO strategy directly dealing with science and technology. Yeah, here we have some examples of the application of this biotechnology in aquaculture and fisheries. I will say that generally these applications are more common in aquaculture compared to fisheries. Some examples, just I give some healing genetic and reproductive technologies, fish health and biosecurity, feed and nutrition innovations, environmental monitoring and restorations, algae-based solutions, advanced analytic and traceability. So we have to find the solution for the problems reported for us in my organization by either governments or stakeholders. I believe that this is a very functional mechanism through which governments and the UN agencies and the other donor countries would provide some usable help, technical assistance. Yeah, some outline. There is a brief outline. The vision of this strategy is to leverage science, technology, and innovation with the aim of transforming aquaculture systems. The guiding principle, inclusivity, ethical and responsibility. And there are many issues which are linked to the ethical and the responsible use of this application, like genetically modified organization. In this direction, so we really give an important attention to risk based approaches of application or risk-based application. And transparency and trust is key. So it's one of the guiding principles. And these are now here cross-cutting terms. Visualization, we believe that a must, and now we are facing neither application of even simple but very useful application of visualization and imagine technologies can features. And for example, when a simple invoice, there are systems where the features are report the fish caught on the sea. So that such practical applications are getting common in practical level. So generally, I mentioned this with you, especially to girls. I'm so pleased to see many youth girls, and really I was inspired during the last or the 3 days. And this strategy is built on 3 pillars. The first one being science. And we said that science should be based on robust data. And they should be also, they should consider the policy interferences. And fishery management, we have a principle, a condition that fishery management decision should be reliable, scientific and technical data, preferably provided by the researchers. In the case of such a reliable scientific and technical data, we should approach in a more precautionary way in order to conserve, protect the natural resources. And the innovation is a part of these pillars. And we believe that innovation solutions for the world of fisheries and aquaculture, while helping a more responsible governance at higher level. And the capacity building, of course, is the main pillars, one of the main pillars. These pillars are particular for developing countries. Whenever we say develop a strategic plan or agreement, whatever, we always consider the needs of the developing countries. Okay, we give sometimes to countries to meet with the condition of such regulations, agreements, or state strategies. Yeah, these strategies are associated with the acquired action plan, which have 9 outcomes to enable which are published by this is digitalization. I would like to say that FO is now given a special focus on the establishments of the joint partnership with also academia and the other NGOs and the big companies, and we have now some examples of such a partnership programs. Yeah, the key is strategic action for central is action plan are strengthening international capacities, facilitation of knowledge exchange, best lessons, practices. Again, digital transformation is key to these actions, and of course, I mean, always is in forest for policy and governments. This is one of the main normative that we do as a whole, and then there should be some efforts targeting the monitoring and evaluation of the progress with the actions that would. Yeah, innovation is also a subcomponent of the strategy and the action plan. Again, we give a special due to climate smart agriculture and aquaculture fisheries and ocean-based solution, we say blue economy and blue fisheries. Yeah, biotechnology and genetic resources, circular economy and waste reduction. And there should be a monitoring and evaluation of this action plans. This framework of either the strategy or it's a action plan gives some special roles in key stakeholders. Well, is one of the this actors. You can see the main roles given in given effort in this framework. Yeah, we are seen as a global coordination for global technical assistance for the establishment of the regulations and the tools and harmonizes. So at the same time, so we try to harmonize the national legal and management frameworks of the countries, and also, as I said, regional development is important, innovation, biosafety governance. Yeah, you can adjust these roles, and of course, there are some roles which can be taken by the universities or research institutions, and also private sectors and NGOs. Our approach is very comprehensive. We think that such a global action should bring all stakeholders in the development of better framework for the promotion of biotechnology, innovation, and the other tools, not only in fisheries and aquaculture, but also all the areas of work, which also include natural resource management. I think these are the main points that I wanted to deliver. I will be happy to ask to give any response to any question that you can raise. I again like to express my thanks to organizer. Hopefully next year we will to organize this event together. I will work really on this. The invitation I received was very friendly, and I believe that or at least the council, the South Region and Caucasus Region and Fisheries Council will be a part of this event next year. We will bring some 10 participants from 10 countries or work program. I really thank you. My special thanks goes to the young people, the youth people, but I really was inspired during my jury role, and as many observed, evaluated them. I did my master's some years ago in Brunswick. I'm very far from such a sure, of course, but really, I saw very promising studies and also smiling faces. We need this very much. And I also would like to say that for young people, for some position, some professional position, for example, people dealing with biotechnology would be expert, dealing with climate change, natural resource management, or water officer, because what we say. So environmental, we also have some environmental position, environmental related position. Since that time, so really I'm sorry, thank you.
Thank you. It's really quite important because of the non-governmental organizations and the policymakers and also research and technical part. This part of the Congress, I think it's really remarking and also very inspiring. I can get one question from the audience. Any question? Yes, Bahrajan?
Thank you so much. It was one of the most inspiring talks in this. I don't know. In this session there was many, so it's really hard.
I know.
But it was really fantastic.
I think I'm very much this is my driving force for being so happy.
Thank you for being with us here. I have a general question, in fact, not specifically related to your talk. With FAO, what type of collaborations can we make as a university? Because I think there are so many things that we want to do together, but directly, how can we collaborate?
Yeah, thank you much. There are different mechanisms for such partnership. The first one is the development of moment for understanding that this is in fact a legally binding instrument, but we can put some provision, flexible provision. This is possible. I mean, just moving forward at rational things. So we have some software. I mean, I can involve in such process, investigation and provision. And also, I forget to say that therefore we are allocating some budgets which are for their work related to science, biotechnology, and innovation. Really, this is a milestone for equality. So this means this shows clearly our efforts given a special analysis. So this I certainly consider the suggestion. I believe that we can do some such a partnership program. I know we have no if we are able to contribute to such a competition. This means that you need to work more on fishes. Okay, so I would like to see more fish in your labs. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Here's the lights. Hi there, John. May I have you here? Hi there, John. Sorry.
What's that?
Yeah, it's very small.
I know.
So there is a very small, message for you. And the certificate and start present.
Thank you.
Your presentation here and maybe.
Yeah, please. I'm used to be a person who is giving such certificates for a long time. I'm serving the budget. That's really. Thank you much. Hopefully next we will be together. Yeah, I will do my best. Okay, to be a partner, a part of this initiative. Thank you.
Now, I would like to invite our distinguished guest, Yunus Emre Bakol, General Fisheries Commission for the Mediterranean, FAO, Black Sea Ethical Unit.
Hello, everyone. Good morning or almost good afternoon. Thank you very much to the organizers for the invitation to speak today on this session. It's a real pleasure to be here at Biotechnology University and share with you some of the work we've been doing under the General Fisheries Commission for the Mediterranean, or simply GFCM. My name is Emre. I'm a fishery resources specialist working as a consultant in GFCM. And today's talk is about sturgeons and ancient fish that have swum in our waters for more than 200 million years. And you'll hear in the presentation, you'll hear also how learning from fisheries has helped us to better understand and manage their interaction with the marine fisheries. So sturgeons are among the most endangered fish species on Earth. In the past, they were common throughout the Black Sea Basin, migrating from rivers to sea rivers or the other way around. But today, only a few remnant population remains. Because habitat loss and overfishing in the past, and especially incidental capture in marine fisheries, meaning bycatch, have pushed them to the edge of extinction. Because these species are growing slowly, like maturing late and living long lives. So even small amounts of bycatch can have a devastating consequences for their populations. And say protecting these species is not only about saving another kind of fish, it's also about maintaining the ecological balance and resilience in the Black Sea ecosystem and the fisheries itself. So to be able to understand how our work fits into the bigger picture, let me briefly explain what GFCM is and how it functions. It's a regional fisheries management body under the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. And it covers both the Mediterranean and Black Sea, bringing together 23 member countries and the European Union as well. And its role is to ensure the long-term conservation and sustainable use of marine living resources. So simply you can think of, looking at this diagram, the GFCM process as a chain that runs from data collection to management actions. In the first phase, which is science, countries collect information through the surveys at sea, scientific surveys, monitoring programs, pilot projects, and other research initiatives. And these data are analyzed in expert meetings and dedicated working groups where scientists evaluate the trends and potential management options. The working group on the Black Sea, in the second phase, science policy interface, WGBS is one of the advisory body for the Black Sea of the GFC. So together with the inclusion of stakeholders' views, this group reviews the results and debates the possible measures and formulates scientific advice. In the last section, policy, this advice is then submitted to the GFCM Commission, which is the decision-making body representing all member countries. And at its annual sessions, the Commission adopts binding recommendations and resolutions that all member countries must implement and reflect it to their national regulations, their own regulations within the following 2 years. In recent years, GFCM has placed increasing emphasis on vulnerable species, including sturgeons, because interactions between these species and the fisheries can be rare, but the impact often demographically significant, meaning that they can influence the entire population. So GFCM 23 strategy provides the long-term vision to achieve sustainable fisheries and the healthy marine ecosystems by the year 2030. And complementing this, regional plan of action to monitor action for vulnerable species adopted 2 years ago and outlines concrete steps for the monitoring, mitigating, and managing bycatch across the region. And it translates all this framework into action. GFCM established the Black Sea Flowfish Program in 2016. And this program acts like a technical arm of the GFCM in the Black Sea and coordinates regional research, builds capacity, and supports countries in implementing the GFCM recommendations. So under this umbrella, several pilot projects, research programs are conducted, both demersal and pelagic marine resources, stock assessments, age reading workshops, bycatch, fuel efficiency, marine litter, small-scale fisheries, socioeconomic studies, and so on. And one of them is the focus of today's talk, the Sturgeon pilot project, established in 2021 its main goal is straightforward but pretty ambitious to reduce bycatch mortality of sturgeon in the Black Sea marine fisheries. So it's funded by the European Union for the work done in Bulgaria and Romania, and also by the GEF, the Global Environment Facility, for the work implemented in Turkiye and Georgia. And we've been working closely with our national partners from each varying country. And this regional collaboration is supervised by the GFC and Black Sea Technical Unit based in Burgas, Bulgaria. So when we first started this work, one of the biggest challenges was the lack of reliable data on sturgeon interactions at sea, because sturgeons are rarely observed in officially monitored programs, and most encounters, most interactions happen during regular fishing activities. So we turn to people who knew the sea best, the fishers themselves, and their local ecological knowledge, or simply lack is the cumulative understanding they gain through the years of experience, like where and when species appear, how they behave, and how fishing gears interact with them. So in the first phase of the leg, which took place 2023, we asked about questions. We interviewed more than 300 fishers, and to be able to understand perception of bycatch events and non-compliant activities in sturgeon fishery. So we asked about how often they encounter sturgeons, what gear type they use, when and where bycatch occurs. So several key findings emerged actually. I know this is a little too much technical, but set gillnets and bottom trolls, most commonly used fishing gears across the Black Sea, were the most responsible fishing gears for this interaction. And almost 80% of the respondents say that they would be willing to report bycatch events if they encounter a sturgeon. This turned out they had no idea why this is crucial. So spring was the season with the highest number of interactions, and only 2% of the fishers believe that a targeted sturgeon fishery still exists, despite the total ban across the Black Sea. In the second phase, we went a little bit further, collecting structured gear-specific bycatch records, and together with the spatial and seasonal maps, and hundreds of interviews and gear-specific records and maps, of course. So according to the results, spring again, sturgeon bycatch was reported much more frequently. That means almost one individual captured per 10 active fishing days. While in the summer, it was 7 times lower. In autumn, bycatch frequency drops to approximately 1 sturgeon every 20 days. So on this map, you can see how fisher knowledge is translated into spatial maps, and each dot represents an area where sturgeon bycatch occurs. So in spring, the high CPUs are concentrated along the southeastern Black Sea, and which they were largely related to travel nets and gill nets again. In autumn and winter, bycatch hotspots remain active with almost normal concentrations along the same area. We also ask questions like to estimate how many sturgeons survive after this interaction. Questions like how many days we spent at sea, for example, last year, and how many individuals recall, and how many of them were released alive. According to responses, set gill nets were identified as the most problematic fishing gear, causing about 20% mortality for the species. And pelagic trolls followed with 9%, and travel nets with about 6%. So collecting the data was the first step. The next phase or next question is how do we use it? So within the GFCM structure that I have mentioned earlier, my earlier slides, our findings were reviewed by the WGBS Black Sea Advisory Body. And after discussing the evidence, WGBS formulated recommendations for management measures, which were then submitted to the GFCM Commission for the consideration. And as a result, the Commission adopted a binding recommendation banning marine sturgeon fisheries across the Black Sea. This is a significant milestone, and it provides clear legal framework for the protection of these species. Another contribution from our pilot project is the inclusion of sturgeons among the vulnerable species listed in the GFCM data collection reference framework. And this ensures that incidental captures from now on are expected to be systematically reported through the national data systems. And at the same time, we acknowledge that regulation alone is not enough, and meaning that maintaining the fishery cooperation and awareness raising activities are also essential. And therefore, under the Black Sea for Fish project, we produced multilingual safe guidelines on safe handling and release for the sturgeons. And using these guidelines, we've been also organizing some trainings for fishers and fisheries observers, like how to identify if you encounter any sturgeon species, and safely release them and assess their vitality condition before release. Another important outcome of this pilot project is the establishment of regional sturgeon expert network. And this network brings together scientists, fisheries administrations, NGOs, and fishery representatives from all Black Sea countries. And this serves as a platform to share data, exchange experiences, and coordinate conservation efforts. Members have already begun planning tagging studies and monitoring sturgeons to better understand habitat use of these species. So what we have learned from this experience is, first, fisher knowledge is invaluable. When structured properly, it provides data that would be impossible to obtain otherwise. And engagement leads to ownership. When fishers see that their knowledge is respected and is used for policy information, they are more likely to support conservation efforts. And last but not least, regional cooperation works. The shared nature of Black Sea, considering the characteristics and distribution of sturgeons, that means that no country can solve the sturgeon problem. So our work on sturgeons has shown that with limited data, regional cooperation, and fishery engagement can lead to meaningful progress. But we also know that understanding how sturgeons use the sea requires going a little bit beyond mapping and interviewing fishers. That's where the next step begins, actually. Through the regional sturgeon expert network established under the pilot project, we are now inviting expert institutions all around the Black Sea to join ongoing efforts, telemetry and tagging studies. By connecting these initiatives and building on existing national experiences, we hope to lay the foundations for a future Black Sea telemetry network. And earlier this morning, Professor Aytaç shared inspiring examples how an acoustic telemetry could operate in the Black Sea. And actually, it's opening a new window into species behavior and habitat use. At the same time, we continue to encourage cooperation to strengthen self-reporting of bycatch events throughout the Black Sea, through multilingual safe handling guidelines and dedicated national focal points, who were officially nominated and assigned by the country's administrations across the Black Sea. the aim here is to make it easier for fishers to report sturgeon bycatch. So please contact these people if you catch any sturgeon or if you see any sturgeon being caught. This is my last slide. Some key messages to take away. The sturgeon pilot project has shown that progress in conservation comes not only from science, but from trust, cooperation, and shared purpose. And by combining the fisher knowledge with the regional coordination, we managed to lay the ground for stronger evidence-based management. And this was the first step, learning from fishers and listening to those who watch the sea every day. The next step is learning from fish itself through tagging and telemetry studies to connect what fishers observe with what science can measure. And one of the most valuable results of this work is the creation of this sturgeon expert network. I assure you this is more than a mailing list. So it's really crucial. It's a living mechanism for data exchange and joint planning. So it ensures that the knowledge gained in one country can benefit the entire region, so that actions are coordinated rather than fragmented. Thank you. That's all from my side.
Really inspiring talk about how technological achievements can be also possible under this subject. And I believe that in very near future and now we need different type of the digitalization options to have a better, management skills. One question that I can have, or not, I will. Okay, maybe I can ask. What about AI? How we can implement some new, linguistic models or machine learning methodologies into this, tracking and also different data sets that you have. And so they are really important. Is there a near possibility about implementation of the AI techniques?
Sure. AI, use of AI in Turkish fisheries sector, Turkish fisheries science is quite new. In the North Sea, Northern European countries, they've been working on it for the last 10 years to, for example, detect which species exist in the catch composition, or how many vulnerable species in place in the catch composition from the AI-based cameras, from remotely electronic monitoring systems. And as far as I know, there is no application so far in Turkey, but we have scientists like from fisheries faculties taking part in these AI-based projects and providing great examples for the future work to be implemented in Turkey. They have gained quite experience on this area, and hopefully one of the projects could be implemented in Turkish waters as well.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's your certificate time. So your message is there. And very green solutions, And so maybe we can have one sustainable digital
Thank you.
memory. Thank you.
Okay.
For this aquatic biotechnology section is, sorry about it, Murat Daltekin, Dr. Murat Daltekin, Central Fisheries Research Institute.
Firstly, thank you, Damla Hoca, inviting me. Dear participants, my name is Murat Daltekin from Central Fisheries Research Institute in Trabzon. I have focus on generally fisheries management issues. I give short information about last 20 years in our sturgeon studies. as you know, sturgeon is cultural heritage is in the world. What sturgeon means for the Black Sea? First, sturgeon is are anomalous prehistoric fish species that have survived the millions of years of play a crucial roles as the keystone space within the trophic structure and biodiversity of the Black Sea. Historically, due to their high meat yield and high value with habitat, they are among Turkey's major export communities from the Ottoman era until 1970. Since the mid 20th century, intense fishing pressure, construction of the dams, and various rivers months and habitat degradation have led to collapse the natural stocks. Recent studies conducted Danube, Vioni, and Turkish river systems indicate the most population is have lost their natural reproductive capacity. I give shortly in stage in sturgeon. We can divide it three stage. One stage is until 60 year. In this period, is natural in general environment condition is very good. In our rivers is good for sturgeon environmental condition. In road is open. In stock structures is very good. We know a lot of spaces in fire spaces in moderate fishing pressures this period, and fisheries exploitation is use the traditional fishing here this period. And also in this period, our countries and German experts invited to Samsung 1939 in the improved avian processing. Our experience and in this year for avian. Three period is 60 and 80 year. This is rapid urbanization in the industrialization and population growth this period. Several dams with this period, particularly Kızılırmak and Yeşilırmak is affected. This rivers is very important sturgeon road. Sturgeon also is from species is for spawning period is migrate. This period for species in decline. We know is also as Spencer earlier, Stellatus and Rubenstetti. In number of the decline this period, limited caviar export to Europe. Illegal fisheries is beginning. And this period is stage introduced the support caviar products also. Last period is very dramatical period for us in rivers and both fully modified urban industrial development and construction a lot of dams. Only this space we have seen in also Stellatus and Rubenstetti. Also, we cannot enough information in a new migration route also. In Turkish side is fishing continued in 1998 years. Also FAO is in proposed recovery measures in the Black Sea area. It also cites in protection these spaces. In, also, countries can use in some protect issues. In this station is evaluated sturgeon to do studies of priority spaces, but for biodiversity conservation and protection and aquatic genetic resource, our institution and stock monitoring, broad stock management, tagging, and average raising programs used in our institution. Firstly, our 2010 years in project, our minister project, we have collaborate in Istanbul University, Sinop University, Mercoder, a lot of participants, also cooperatives, fishing cooperatives. And we field survey, sampling, tagging the white injuries, laboratory analysis, and morphometric and genetic extraction. Also, rearing fisheries in adapted in culture. This institution. This also active carry out in the sturgeon activities is evidence activities. The particularly is Karasu in Sakarya rivers in another important for sturgeon living area. In this area is any activities is tagging and release activities, tagging and release activities, also public information meetings and with together in public in sturgeon release at the Sakarya River months. Also, community participants is included. Also, we have the same activities is Samsun, Çarşamba, and Trabzon. Also, this time we used in websites also in collect information. Our results in this period, in general, this results very important for us in illegal marketing is very high. It's nearly in 50% is illegal marketing this period. We also in information features in awareness raising results give us this period in these spaces in accidental catches area. This is in mainly focus in river and river months is these spaces. Also, in dams is affect this space migration road. We have only found this area is Yeşilmak rivers is this spaces is breeding period is can be migrated. Another studies in was launched 11 and 12. This period is FAO, TCB, and our ministry in support this project in continue collaboration in also University Sinop and Istanbul University together working. This this main target in also in recovering sturgeon population. We rearing these species are rearing in 1 and 12 weeks in these species. After we are using in tagging procedure. Also, Yeşilırmak and Sakarya is releasing program. Sumaya and Merkola is together working. After the community meetings, brochure posters, post stay working. Our results, this figure is fishing area is accidentally catches. Our all fish is Yeşilırmak River. In migration, we can found in this spaces migration wall. In these spaces can be migrated very high, nearly in 700 kilometers is can be migrated. This one is Aspenser Duldensteins, Turkish name is Karaca Mersin. This can be migrated. Another species is Stellatus. Local name is Sivrishka Sinubulu. This one is also in western migration in Burgas, in Bulgaria, can be migrated. In general, this space is not in eastward. This period, our finished project, we launched another project. This project is the same. Another project is we continue awareness activities under this project. This project is supported our ministry. Also, FAO-GSM is also supporting this project. We have the same methodology used all fishermen. Actually, the very important issues is fishers not prefer in bigger size in releasing. In generally, in low weight is can be releasing, unfortunately. Nowadays is and also give information is collaboration is Black Super Fish project is awareness releasing program is continue. Our results in we interview 150 person in people in fishing trips in storage count and release information. In general, fishers can be in count minimum and maximum. In general, we prefer in accidentally catching in storage fishers. In release it alive and we can found. This results this basis in generally accidentally catches is sampling period. We know this species is in migrate in river mode for reproduction within the area. Also, we feedback in fishers.
10 Eylül 2025 Samsun Yeşilırmak açıkladı. 65 katlık boyunda görmüştür. Bir tane daha doğmuştur. 13 çekim yapmadan var televizyon ama sezon başladığından beri 3. balığımız. Çocuk çok sağlıklı. Balığı keyfi yerinde değil işte. En ufak bir sorun yok. En ufak bir sıkıntı yok. Dediğim gibi bugün 10 Eylül 2025 Kamuoyu bağışlı. Sana diyorum ki büyü de gel, denizlerin doldur da gel. Hadi bakalım. Bu sizin en kaliteli sizleri. Ne var abi? Yolun açık olsun. Evet. Evet. Sağlıklı.
Use
İşlememiz lazım. Tamam.
information.
Var.
Give
Yolcu. Yoluna göre. Hadi yolun açık olsun.
in our Fisher's interviews and awareness raising results show us in some recommendation. Main problem is six section in overfishing. Overfishing is high in general worldwide. Improve in fishing gear and technologies affect this is overall fishing. Overfishing is can be affect also in external catches in storage. In fishers is also in recommendation in pollution prevention in also response note that the actions should be taken to prevent pollution effective breeding grounds in storage. In habitat protection is very important. Unfortunately, is water is declining generally in worldwide is inland waters is affected. Generally, habitat is ecological is impact in the protect certain area. In education, awareness raising programs in continuing. Also, sustainable fishing practice is important. Also, monitoring and regulation. With our country's regulation is enough. However, in fishers can be some periods illegal fishing. We cannot stop this position. Did awareness activity truly change the feature of the surgery in the Black Sea, or is the real change still? All the awareness and protection efforts have increased in the Black Sea area. The recovery of the natural sturgeon stocks remains extremely limited. Despite fishing bans, full restoration of the population has not been issued due to factors such as late maturity, disparate migration routes, and habitat degradation. However, continued awareness and cooperation, especially among fishers, are essential to protect the remaining population of the identify the new migration routes. So it is evident that valuable knowledge has been gained, and both fishers and public have become more conscious about the importance of the sturgeon conservation. Thank you.
And it's nice to see all the journey starting. And so questions? Okay, maybe I can ask the question, how it could be possible to disseminate this, awareness to all fishermen, because it seems they are the main actors of this job. And so, if they know, they try to protect, and so they go. But sometimes still, you said already, a black market part is a kind of a problem. What can be done for this purpose? Your opinion, I wonder about that.
The main problem is in economy also is important. Fisher said that in generally in bigger size very important for us. It can be, for example, 300 kilograms in fishers in our is very valuable. Unfortunately, we cannot stop this period. In continue in the black markets, there were we continue studies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is our sauce, okay? Thank you. And so it's very special note for you. And so this is your present. Maybe we can smile to the audience. Now we are closing this session, and the next one is going to be on bioentrepreneurship, because you know our Institute of Biotechnology in this university it's a quite important topic for us, and so it's going to be a very active component of this conference. Thank you for joining this session. I believe that all speakers, they are really good people and doing really great things for the sustainability and also for environmental issues and for us. Thank you joining to this part and also giving this inspiring talk. And so hope to see you next year again and in other also conferences. Now it's the lunchtime.
We are now ready for lunch.